Hello, I'm here to introduce you to the concept and game of Chalk Wars. First, we start by creating your own area or zone, where you will primarily be drawing your own personal creations. Preferably, everyone will take a corner, roll dice, and then the person with the highest dice roll, or as previously decided upon, will go first. First, you want to come up with the concept of what you want to do. The first player is going with the Monarchy trait pack. You can pick the concept of literally anything, from Dave to the interdimensional space squids. We're going to be starting by setting a normal land. The important thing to know about land is you have to establish claim to it. You don't usually establish entire claim over land all at once on one turn. The player at the moment is also making a money factory in order to print new currency. Is this necessary to create more currency? No, but it's an excuse for the player to be able to generate more money later in the game. As you can see, however, via trade and other methods, there are other ways. Round 2 player will go and they'll start with the car playbook, it seems. As you can see, art quality has nothing to do with the gameplay mechanics. They are establishing their own type of land, but be assured you do not have to establish land at all and can just exist on someone else's. But also feel free to modify someone else's land at any time. But be wary, they might have a response or deny your change. This is a group game, so it's important to realize that you're all working together, at least in creating the world. As you can see, the player is also creating another token resource, gas. A gas station which will assumably provide gas per turn in order to later fuel their ambitions and cars. As you can see, they created a gas counter to help keep track of the amount of gas they get per turn. By base, everything will give you 1 per turn on your next turn. The third player has decided to go with, it seems, mushrooms. They've created 1 spore hobble and their own island. As you can see, they've taken claim to part of the island instead of the whole island. They've also decided to make a gameplay modification. The sunrise, or the sunset. Not exactly clear, but it is clear that it is dim. They've also created a fun guy. It is now time for the fourth player. There we go. Alrighty, the fourth player has decided to go with egg. Yes, they've gone with egg. The complexity of playbook does not determine how much fun you will have. The simple egg playbook can be as fun as the very complex trigonometric calculus playbooks. As you can see, they've created their own lane in the center of someone else's surrounding road and have created what seems to be a dock and have taken partial control of the land. It is now the second turn for the monarchy as they've added 1 money and have seemed to have expanded their land. They have also created some knight tokens. Let's see how many they get. You can make decisions via rolls, usually of a d6. It is only necessary that you have 1 d6, for this will be your main decision making between battling other players, or contesting decisions, or seeing how well an action does if you don't all agree on it. As you can also see, the monarchy has established their capital inside of their own domain and erased some of it, the lines, in order to better define their area. As we go, we increase the gas counters as it is now back to the car individual's turn. As they decide what to do, they seem to be adding another car on their racetrack. The goal of every playbook is to reach an ending. The ending is either unique or universal, or alliance-based, or table-based. The amount of endings is nearly infinite, if not. This player seems to have marked their own finish line. Now as we move to the fun guy's turn, we see they are coming up with their own response, interacting with the car faction's mechanics. As you can see, they create a spore car, and they seem to be creating another fun guy. It's important to make creativity decisions inside of Chalk Wars, because the most fun you will have is doing something goofy. But with the air of that this is entirely serious. As you can see, the egg player has doubled their eggs and making a colossal factional claim. They've chosen 2 as the number for hatching. Does this mean if they roll a 2, the eggs will hatch? Does this mean a counter for 2? It is probably not even clear to the player playing their own board. We've now moved to the knight faction again, and they seem to have increased their knights by 4 times. As they now have 8 knights, they have established a land bridge to the egg domain in the center of the map. Alright, so now once we've reached the parallel dimensions next to the crashed moon, after the boat cars have assaulted, the egg turn has started, and they appear to be hatching the greater demon Cluckius Maximus, who seems to be ascending out of the center of the map, using the 2 weird-looking islands as hands, ripping his own soul through reality, appearing to destroy the world. At least that is his attempt. However, the next turn of the kings, who is giant now, as we've been learning, as well as his knights and parallel knights of 88 reflected, let's see if they can fund enough of the campaign to assault the greater Maximus. As you can see, though, the smog counter is high, which will give him debuffs. And so let's see this roll. Alright, as we're clearing up the board, we prepare for the roll. It's going to be a straight D6 against each other. Let's see how it is. Oh my gosh! He's going for the wormhole play. The Monarch has decided. Let's see how the rolls go. Oh! The Monarch has decided to send them all in a wormhole, ending the game in a vicious assault that completely destroys Cluckius Maximus and the entire board state. At this point, the entire board has shrunken to the desk, and we're going to call that an ending. If you can draw it right. Alright, and there we go. That is a wormhole, ladies and gentlemen. And that will be our wormhole ending. Thank you all for watching this game of Chalk Wars. Now, this is just an example game. The amount of factions and options are endless. They're all only limited by your imagination and patience for nonsense. Thank you all for watching this tutorial to how to play Chalk Wars.